Hello dear designers, you're most welcome to another interesting tutorial with Diamond Clothiers. I'm always glad to have all of you right here. And if this is the first time you're coming across this channel, kindly click on the subscription button. So in today's tutorial, I'll be learning how to make this beautiful pant. I've prepared this pant with this high-low cape. And if you're interested in the making of this cape, kindly check this description button. The link is right there that is going to direct you to this tutorial. So go ahead and fold your fabric so that we can get right into the cutting of this pants. So for you to know the exact amount of fabric that you need to fold, you're going to divide your round hip measurement by 4. You're going to add your crouch extension for the front and also the needed allowance. So you can decide to go ahead and add like 5 inches sewing allowance if you are on a smaller size. Okay, so whatever you get right there, go ahead and fold your fabric. So for this pants, the first thing I'm going to do is that I'll be using the selvage of this sleeve of the fabric as a starting line, and because it's going to be having a band of 2 inches, I'm going to be placing my tape on 1.5 inches because I'll be using half of an inch to join it. Okay, so right from that, from the waistline, from that 1.5 inches, I'm going to measure down to my waistline. Okay, so take your waist to hip measurements. So waist to hip that I'm working with is 11 inches and the waist to crotch that I'm working with is 14 inches. You can just decide to come down by 3 inches from your hip line just for you to grade your crotch line if you are not on a very, very big side. The next measurement you take is the full length of the pants, and what I'm working with is 45 inches. Then I'm going to add 2 inches to it for the hemming of this pants because the owner of this pants is really, really tall. So after doing that, I'm going to roll up all of these measurements into a straight line. So back to the waist, to the hip line, I'll be taking around hip measurements divided by 4 plus 1.5 inch sewing allowance. So go ahead and also take your body measurement as well. So our home measurement around hip measurement divided by 4 is 11 inches plus 1.5 inches sewing allowance, which sums up to 12.5 inches. So I'm going to mark the same measurement on the crotch line and also on the waistline and connect these three lines together. So back to the crotch line. To get the crotch extension, what I'm going to do is to divide around hip measurements divided by 8. Okay, so you can just decide to fold your tape. You fold it into two first of all, and then whatever you get, you decide, you go ahead and fold it into two again. Whatever you get, you just input it right there on the crotch line, and you go ahead and just connect it together to get your crotch curve. So on that point, you can just decide to come up by 1 inch just for you to get this perfect crotch. Okay, so go ahead and connect it together just like you can see me doing. So go ahead and take the measurements on the crotch line and then you're going to transfer it to the thigh line. But what you're going to do is to reduce it by 1 inch. Okay. We are doing this because this is a free pant and you want it to be as free and comfy as possible. But in case you want to take your round thigh measurement, it is still the same measurement. You are just going to take your round thigh measurement and just divide it by 2, and then you add your sewing allowance to it. You know the sewing allowance you're working with is 1.5 inches. So take the measurement on your thigh line as well, and then you transfer it to the full length of this pant. I'm supposed to place my tape on the hem line actually. So just don't make that mistake. So what you're going to do on that line is also to reduce it by 1 inch. And if you want it to be thinner, you can reduce by 1.5 to 2 inches. But I reduced mine by 1 inch. Then I connected it to the tie line, as you can see. So the next thing that I'm going to do is to work on the waistline. So on the waistline, I'll be taking around waist measurements divided by 4 plus the 1.5 inches sewing allowance that we are working with. Please know that this pant is not going to be having a dart. but trust me, it is still going to come out really well. So go ahead and take your round waist measurement divided by 4 plus 1.5 inches. Note that point and connect it to the hip line. Just place your ruler in this way. Don't make a mistake. Okay. So for this band to sit properly on the waist, right from the center, from the center, I'm going to come down by half of an inch and I will just connect it to the side. I hope you can see what I'm doing right there. Come down by half of an inch from the center and connect it to the side. And also from that same center on this other line, from this waist to hip line, I will be coming in by half of an inch also. This is to make your pant to sit properly on the waistline so that it will not be bulging at that center part. I hope you understand. So after you've taken all of this measurement, please try to cross check your measurement and just go ahead and cut it out. So after cutting out, we'll be using the same front part to be cutting the back. Okay, so go ahead and place your fabric. Let the fabric that you'll be using for the back to be wider than what you have in front because of the crotch extension that will be taken at the back as well. So make sure that the sides are equal and on the crotch line, just extend that crotch line, okay? So whatever measurements you use in front for the crotch extension, go ahead and input the same measurement as well. This is because the butt is actually at the back and it needs to sit properly, okay? So the next thing that I'm going to do is that on the timeline, I'm going to be increasing my measurement by 2 inches. I just want this pant to be as free as possible. So that same 2 inches, I'm going to take it all the way down to like get to the hem of this pant. Okay. So just go ahead and do the same thing on your fabric as well. So when you are done doing that, you are going to come back to the upper part. And on the waistline, the first thing you are going to do is to extend your waist by 1.5 inches. But if you know your butt is really, really big, you can go ahead and make use of 2 inches. And also on the center, you are going to come in by 2 inches, just like I've done. On the hip line of the center as well, you are going to come in by 2 inches just to make this wider so that the butt can sit perfectly well. Okay, so connect all of these lines together. And also on the waistline, right now you'll be taking your round waist measurement again. You know, we've extended it. So whatever measurements you have on the front waistline, you're going to place it slantly. I'm sorry, my camera was not capturing that properly. So place it slantly and then you lift up the front fabric and then you just connect it to the hip line, just like you can see me doing. I hope you understand what we just did right now. So go ahead and use your curve rule to give the side a very good curve. So when you are done with all of that, the next thing that we have to do is just to cut it out because we are literally done with the cutting of this pants and we just be cutting out the back. So if at this point you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, kindly do that right now. Please click on the subscription button. So I nearly forgot, the zipper is going to be at the back. So right from the waist, measure the length of your zipper. So what I'm working with is actually 8 inches and I'm just going to be extending this by just 1 inch. Okay, you know this, and the back part also has this allowance that we've added, so you don't need to add too much allowance for the zipper. So go ahead and use 1 inch and then you just connect it straight up and then you cut this all out. When you're done cutting the back, just place it aside as we'll be working with the front for us to create our pocket opening. So on the waistline, I'm supposed to take 2 inches, but I'm going to be taking 1.5 inches because I'll be using half of an inch to join it. I'll be using half of an inch to join the pocket to the main pants. So on the waistline, just go ahead and measure 1.5 inches. And for the opening of this pocket, I'll be working with 7.5 inches. 7.5 inches is ideal for anybody, no matter how big your hand is. So just go ahead and measure 7.5 inches. And right from that 1.5 inches that we measured earlier at the top, just connect it slightly and you cut it out. Okay, go ahead and do that. Cut it out. Go ahead and flip up the pants this way for us to place our pockets. Okay, so the next thing you do is to cut out a piece of fabric that we're using for the pocket. So this is mine, and what I have is the width is 8 inches on fold. Yes, I have two pieces of fabric here because I'll be using one for the right and the other for the left pocket. So the length of this pocket is 12 inches. I'll be using half of an inch to join it upwards, and the down part as well, I'll be using half of an inch. So eventually I'll have 11 inches. Okay. So the width, just like I said earlier, it is 8 inches and it is on fold, which means that you are going to be having two pieces of this. I hope you understand what I just said. So what you are going to do, I don't want you to get confused. Make sure that the right side of this piece of fabric are facing each other, and then you are going to be placing it right under the pants so that you can cut it out this way. So just watch carefully. I won't be talking too much so you don't get confused. Place it well, and then you just go ahead, cut it out. So that side that we cut out is going to be for the right part, okay? Is going to be for the front rather. So that piece of fabric that we cut out earlier from the front piece, that 1.5 by 7.5 inches, you are going to be placing it on the other end of this pocket, which means that this is covering up for the hip, for that hip slant, for that hip curve that we have. So you're going to be placing it on the other side and you are going to cut it out. This is the part that is going to be attached to the back parts of this pants. I hope you understand. Kindly watch this over and over again so that you can understand what I'm trying to do. Not to be confused, I'm going to be labeling the part that is going to the front and the part that is going to the back part of this pants. So now we'll start sewing, and the first part you are going to be sewing is the center front of the pants. So take it to a sewing machine and stitch it down by half of an inch. And also the back part as well. We are not going to be stitching the sewing allowance, but we are going to be stitching the remaining parts of the center back. So take it to your sewing machine to do just that. So when you are done, it should look this way. So go ahead and notch it as well. So the next thing that we're going to do is to put off the back, and then for the front I'm going to be opening it up this way. Then we'll start to fix the pocket. So just that part that you labeled as the part that is going to be to the front, you're going to be placing it on one side. You place one on the right, you place the other on the left. So go ahead and place it correctly, and then you pin it down. Then you take it to your sewing machine to stitch it down. Make sure you're not making any mistake right here. The one that is curved is the part that is going to the back pants, and the other side that has this 1.5 inch by 7 inches, that's the part that is coming to the front. I hope you understand that. So go ahead and pin it down and take it to your sewing machine to stitch it down. So after I was done, this is what it looks. But you know this fabric was on a fold, which makes it to be 8 inches. So you are still going to be maintaining that fold. After joining the side, you are going to be folding it inwards just like I am doing. Make sure that the folds are inside. Fold it perfectly. So after folding it correctly, you are going to be placing the back piece of this pants on it just for you to join the size. So there are different methods of actually fixing a pocket. You can go ahead and close the side of the pocket as well. You can go ahead and close it first. But what I did was just to place the back piece of this pant on it for me to join the sides. So after joining the side, then I went ahead to close down my pocket. But don't forget to notch, okay? Don't forget to notch down your pockets really, really well. And as you are sewing, please make sure you are ironing. For you to get a really, really fitting pants, you have to iron so much. Iron and make sure that you are opening up your stitches, okay? So go ahead and place the back part of this pant on it. Make sure that the sides align. Make sure that the side of the back piece, make sure it aligns with the pockets, okay? Then you pin it down, you take it to your sewing machine to run a stitch on it. So when you are sewing, you sew it all the way to the hem line. And when you are done, it should look this way. You can see that my hand fit perfectly. So on this pocket side, on the waistline, we actually reduced the center by half of an inch. And because we didn't do that contouring to the pockets, I'm going to be tracing it out. It is going to be really, really obvious. So if yours is also like that, you're not making any mistake, just go ahead and trace it out just like I just did. So the next thing that you're going to do is to turn this to the wrong side and you're going to be matching the center together. Please make sure you are pinning it down. Match the center together, then you stitch from one end of the pants to the other end of the pants. I hope you understand that. This is really, really easy. Make sure you pin, then you take it to your sewing machine to stitch down from one end to the other end. So gradually we are getting to the end of this tutorial. So the next thing that we are going to do is to hem the down parts of the pants. I left 2 inches allowance and I'll be using the entire 2 inches. So go ahead and use whatever allowance that you left. Okay, so for the band, I said earlier that I'll be using 2 inches for the band. So this is what I have. I actually have 3 inches here as I'll be using half of an inch, and the length of the pant should be whatever your round waist measurement is, including the sewing allowance. It has a zipper allowance. So go ahead and add your allowance. It is better if it is longer so that you can just cut it out and for it to be shorter. I hope you grab. So when you are done, I'm just going to be attaching this sleeve. I'm going to be doing it in a very lazy way. So I'm just going to attach it all right. The very last thing you have to do is to fix your zipper. And when you are done, that's literally it. So we've come to the end of this tutorial, and as you can see, this pants is looking so nice. I'm sorry I won't be placing it on my mannequin because when I did it was not looking so nice, but trust me, this pants came out so well and it fits perfectly well. So I'm going to be creating a short earlier on just to show us what this pants looks like. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to click on that subscription button. Bye.